Have you ever witnessed someone stand so firmly in the face of chaos that their silence spoke louder than any shout? That's exactly what happened on a crisp autumn afternoon outside the gates of Buckingham Palace. I was there, among the crowd, and what I saw left me in awe, a moment that redefined my understanding of strength, discipline, and honor. The scene was picturesque, as it always is near the palace. Tourists from all over the world gathered, snapping photos and whispering in admiration of the iconic royal guards. Their bright red tunics and tall bearskin hats made them look almost like statues, symbols of tradition and unwavering duty. I remember standing there, watching one particular guard. His name, I later learned, was James. He was the epitome of discipline, his gaze fixed forward, his posture immovable. It was as if nothing in the world could break his focus. But then, the peace was shattered. A man, broad-shouldered and rough around the edges, pushed his way through the crowd. His name was Derek, though I didn't know it at the time. He had an air of arrogance about him, a swagger that screamed trouble. His voice cut through the hum of the plaza like a knife. "Well, would you look at this guy?" Derek sneered, stopping in front of James, standing there like some statue. "What's the matter, big guy?" Too scared to talk to me. The crowd fell silent, their attention shifting from the palace to the unfolding confrontation. Derek circled James, his words dripping with mockery. "You think you're better than the rest of us, huh? Hiding behind that uniform, pretending you're something special. But you're not. You're just a puppet, a statue in a funny hat." I felt a knot form in my stomach. The tension was palpable. Parents pulled their children closer, while others exchanged nervous glances. Some even began recording on their phones, unsure of what would happen next. But James didn't move, not a muscle. His silence only seemed to fuel Derek's anger. "Come on, man, say something," Derek shouted, jabbing a finger into James's shoulder. "Or are you not allowed to talk? Is that it? You're just here to stand around and look pretty for the tourists." Still, James remained motionless. His stillness was almost unnerving, a testament to his training and resolve. But Derek wasn't done. He leaned in, his face inches from James's, and whispered, "Pathetic." The crowd murmured uneasily. A few brave souls called out, "Leave him alone," but Derek ignored them. He was too focused on James, too determined to provoke a reaction. Then, something changed. An elderly man stepped forward from the crowd. His name was Harold, a veteran with silver hair and a quiet strength about him. "That's enough," Harold said, his voice calm but firm. Derek turned, his smirk faltering for a moment. "Oh, great. Now we got Grandpa coming to the rescue," he jeered. "What's next, a marching band?" Harold didn't flinch. "You're making a fool of yourself," he said. "Leave the man alone. He's doing his duty." Derek's smirk twisted into a sneer. "Doing his duty by standing there like a statue? Please, this guy isn't doing anything. He's just a prop for tourists to gawk at." Harold took a step closer. "You don't know the first thing about what it takes to stand there," he said. "The discipline, the training, the responsibility. You see a man in a uniform, but you don't see the sacrifice behind it." For a moment, Derek seemed taken aback. But then his expression darkened, and he stepped closer to Harold. "Who do you think you are, huh? You think you're better than me because you've got a big mouth and some fancy words." Harold met Derek's gaze evenly. "I know what it means to serve, to protect, and to respect those who do. That's something you clearly don't understand." The crowd murmured in agreement, but Derek wasn't done. His face twisted with anger, and he raised his fist, aiming a punch at Harold. Time seemed to slow. Before the blow could land, James moved. In a blur of motion, he intercepted Derek's fist, his grip like iron. The crowd gasped, their phones capturing every second of the guard's calm yet commanding presence. "That's enough," James said, his voice low and steady. Derek struggled against James's hold, his earlier confidence replaced with frustration and fear. "Let me go," he spat. "You're not supposed to move. You're just a statue, a decoration. You don't have the right to touch me. James's expression didn't change. My duty is to protect, he said. And that includes protecting the people around me from people like you. With a swift, practiced motion, James twisted Derek's arm behind his back, forcing him to his knees. The crowd erupted into applause, their admiration for James evident in their expressions. Harold stepped forward, his voice trembling with gratitude. "Thank you," he said. "You didn't have to do this, but you did. You stepped in when I needed help. Thank you for protecting me, and for showing all of us what real honor looks like." James gave a small nod, his focus still on Derek. "This isn't about being better," he said. "It's about doing what's right. And what's right is ensuring people like you can't hurt anyone else." As palace security officers arrived to take Derek away, the crowd began to disperse, their voices filled with admiration and reflection. I stood there, watching James resume his post, his posture as immovable as ever. That day, I learned something profound. True strength isn't about shouting the loudest or throwing the hardest punch. It's about standing firm in the face of provocation, protecting those who can't protect themselves, and doing what's right, even when no one else will. James's actions left an indelible mark on everyone who witnessed them. He wasn't just a guard. He was a symbol of discipline, honor, and selfless courage. And in a world filled with noise, his silence spoke volumes. If you've ever doubted the power of quiet strength, let this story remind you, real heroes don't need to shout. Their actions speak for themselves. What did you think of James's actions? Have you ever witnessed someone stand up for what's right in such a calm and powerful way? Share your thoughts below. And if this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and follow for more tales of honor, resilience, and courage. Until next time, remember, true strength is quiet, deliberate, and always in service of others.